Alright, so what is a monster? A monster can take a lot of different shapes and a lot of different forms. But here's a good kind of generic definition for it, which is good to encapsulate everything. So it's anything not believed to exist according to scientific notions. And this applies to pretty much every monster you will encounter in a horror film. Now, an important term that we're going to come in contact with is the abject. And this is a very important aspect of the horror film. So it's that which defies borders and disturbs identity, that which simultaneously attracts and repulses. Now, if you think about the entire appeal of horror film, it's about being attracted and repulsed, being frightened, and yet you're still drawn to this sort of thing. So this could mean leaking bodily fluids, appendages which have been removed, corpses, can also refer to mental states. So schizophrenia, adolescent psychology, things like puberty, things like that. Telekinesis is a really good example because that is literally defying the borders of the mind and reaching outwards. So what do the typical monsters represent? The vampire represents a bridge between life and death, exoticism, drug addiction. So if you think to most of our vampires, most of them are, tall, dark, and handsome and dangerous and foreign and kind of look like junkies when they don't actually get their blood. So this is all very appropriate here. Werewolf, it's a loss of personal control, physical transformation. Our characters are transforming into an animal. They're losing personal control as they do it. The zombie, example of a loss of free will, loss of soul, loss of humanity, and yet the zombie still kind of looks like a human. This is what makes it kind of both frightening, sometimes comical, and definitely disturbing. The ghost, unresolved issues or unanswered lost. So the ghost is the spirit of someone who still has something left to do on Earth. Serial killer, this can be kind of a psychological case study or externalized mental turmoil. There's something going on in this person's mind, and this is being manifested externally through their killing spree. So an important term, aside from the abject, is the other, and this applies specifically to Frankenstein's monster, but it can apply to other monsters as well, as we'll see later on in the class. So Frankenstein's monster, created from corpses. There's definitely some religious implications here. Man should not try to create another man. Also, the monster is orphaned and rejected, and this creates a level of otherness. So what does the other mean? On broad sociological terms, it means someone or something different from you, a member of the minority. So imagine who you are, imagine someone different from you. Now imagine if that person were 7 feet tall and green and had metal bolts sticking out of their head. They would definitely be an example of the other. So why is the monster persecuted? Well, there's his appearance externally, which is disturbing, but it disrupts the natural order, which is kind of an element of the abject here. It's also beyond the understanding of the villagers and the outside world, and also it's an abomination. As I said, there are religious implications. So The Bride of Frankenstein, 1935, the sequel to Frankenstein, made 4 years afterwards. And this is when horror is now actually a genre. It had a bigger budget, the sets look better, the special effects are a little bit better as well. Although, remember, this film's from 1935, and we get two mad scientists in this film, Dr. Frankenstein and Dr. Pretorius. The monster also got burnt badly in the first film, so he's got a slightly different hair than what you imagine from the classic images of Frankenstein. And he also learns to do a few things, which I'm not going to spoil that for you. You just have to watch the film and find out. And also Henry Frankenstein, who's gung-ho to create his monster, has now changed his attitude and no longer wants to do this. And this is an important part of the film, and both in the way it begins and also the way it ends. So good luck, and have fun watching the clips, or I recommend watching the entire movie if you get a chance.